The throne room of Zytherian pulsed with cold starlight, cast through cathedral-sized windows of polished obsidian. Galactic King Vorik sat on a dais of molten iron, wrapped in shadows and silence. Only the slow rasp of the seer's breath filled the air. "You summoned me for truth," the seer rasped, her scaled fingers tracing circles over a glowing orb. "You may not enjoy it." Vorik leaned forward, his voice dry. "Speak." The orb shimmered. In it a scene played. An Earth colony, simple structures, clean skies, and a young human woman moving through a laboratory. She was ordinary, or so it seemed. "That one," the seer whispered. "She is the echo of the old signal. The one born from Project Helix." Vorik's eyes narrowed. "Impossible. Project Helix was destroyed 2 decades ago. She lives, hidden among the colonists. She will fracture the wormhole lattice, collapse your empire's hold on the gates." The Galactic King rose, the floor rumbling with each step. "Then I'll destroy her before she becomes anything." Arkin, 5 colony, outer rim, human territory. Dr. Mira Kale moved with practiced calm through the diagnostics corridor of her energy stabilization lab. She wore a simple gray coat over utility armor, her black hair tied into a tight braid. Her fingers danced across a console, calculating energy pulses from subspace anomalies. She didn't feel like a threat to a galactic empire. She barely felt like a citizen of Earth, tucked away in a rim-world lab chasing old data. Still, sometimes her dreams told her otherwise. She'd see flashes of war, flames, men in black armor, and her own hands glowing with power. Waking up sweating, heart racing, with no memories to explain it. Today felt off. "Dr. Kale," her assistant chirped, a young technician named Ronan. "We're seeing some weird sensor echoes from the North Range. Wildlife, maybe?" She frowned. "Or not. I'll check it out after diagnostics." Human Alliance Command, Relay Station Epsilon. General Dax Mercer stared at the holofeed of Arkin 5's perimeter. 5 life signatures, none human, had just breached outer sensor net alpha. No ship arrival. No orbital trace. That meant stealth insertion. Assassins. He gritted his teeth. Mercer was a legend in human space. 6 war fronts, 2 dead empires, and the only man to survive the Korgan massacre with a knife and a busted lung. He didn't believe in coincidences. Not when the same colony hiding Mira, Kale, suddenly pinged with 5 inbound unknowns. The name Project Helix flashed in the back of his mind. He keyed into his tactical comm. "This is General Mercer. Authorization Dax Prime. Reactivate Firewatch protocol. Target, Arkin 5. I want boots on the ground within 6 hours." Quiet drop. The AI responded instantly. "Confirmed. Firewatch protocol activated. Engage." "Engage," Mercer said. "And prep 5 coffins." "I'm not asking." Zytherian, later that night. The assassins stood before the king. Each was hand-selected from the deadliest species in the galaxy. Vark-Tau Shadow Predator, skin like oil, claws like glass. Zix Gravity Bender, able to fold steel with a flick. Threnxie Mind Splitter, whose thoughts alone killed weaker prey. 2 TYRX sisters, twins from a species born in war, bonded for dual strikes. "You are the sword," King Vorik said, "and this human girl is your target. Make no noise. Leave no traces. I want her heart in a vial before her planet knows she's gone." The Vark-Tau bowed once. "What if someone intervenes?" "Then kill them too," Vorik said, "human or not." Arkin, 5, near midnight. Mira couldn't sleep. She stood on her balcony, looking out at the stars. Somewhere up there, she felt something watching. Below, in the trees beyond the settlement wall, 5 sets of inhuman eyes studied her silhouette. They moved like mist. No sound, no light, but someone else watched too. Mercer's voice came through her comlink. "Mira, they're here. Get inside. Lock everything down." Her eyes widened. "Ooh, assassins. 5 of them. And I'm not about to let them win." Far above, the first human stealth drop pods broke through the atmosphere. Silent. Invisible. Deadly. The hunt had begun. And this time, the humans were ready. The storm broke over Arkin. 5 like the heavens had split in half. Thunder rolled across the colony, masking the hum of distant motion, footsteps too soft to belong to any human. Inside her lab, Mira watched the monitors flicker. Readings were spiking, thermal blooms, short-range EM discharges. Something unnatural was moving near the perimeter. Then the lights went out. She reached under her desk, fingers finding the concealed pulse pistol she never admitted owning. Her heart pounded, not from fear, but familiarity. Her instincts whispered, move, survive, kill. Outside, in the howling rain, the first assassin moved. The Varktal predator, draped in reactive camouflage, crawled across the lab's reinforced roof. Its talons melted through metal with chemical precision. Black eyes locked on Mira's heat signature. It leapt silently through the skylight. Mid-air, a flash of light snapped across the storm. Mercer's trap triggered. A wall-mounted plasma turret deployed from the ceiling, programmed for thermal signature deviation. The Varktal howled as twin beams cut through its side, sending it crashing into a containment tank. Mercer stepped into the lab from a side door, rifle raised. His armor shimmered with active camouflage, soaked from the storm. Told you they were coming, he growled. Mira stood frozen. You lured it. I needed to confirm the threat, Mercer said. One down. He triggered a beacon. Within seconds, a med drone extracted the Varktal corpse into a containment pod. Prep the first coffin, he muttered. 4 to go. Hours later, Northern Ridge. The Zix gravity assassin arrived next. A floating entity in an armored exoshell. It hovered over the ridge with silent menace. Small devices fell from its cloak, planting singularity charges in a precise web. Below, Mira's lab glowed faintly in the dark. It raised one limb, preparing to trigger a collapse. But its controls malfunctioned. EMP bursts erupted from hidden pylons surrounding the ridge. Mercer's team had laid them in advance. The assassin's tech sputtered. Gravity field reversed. It plummeted to the dirt with a sonic thud. Human soldiers converged, but the Zix still fought, warping the ground around it in chaotic pulses. Then Mira appeared. She didn't know why she ran toward the monster. She just knew she had to end it. The moment she got close, her veins lit up like fire. Her fingers flared with white-blue energy. She didn't know what she was doing, but when the assassin's field surged toward her, she struck forward. The energy rippled. The Zix's gravity field shattered. It convulsed once and collapsed. Mira staggered, blinking at her hands. Mercer caught her. You've been activated, he said grimly. What am I? She whispered. Exactly what they're afraid of. Next day, Southern Quarters. The Threnxi mind assassin didn't bother with weapons. It stood in the center of the colony, arms outstretched, and reached for every living mind. People screamed and collapsed. Technicians bled from their eyes. Soldiers dropped their weapons and curled into fetal positions. Mercer's own men staggered. Only Mira stood tall. The moment the Threnxi touched her mind, it recoiled violently. Her mind wasn't just shielded, it fought back. A buried consciousness within her surged forward. A memory. A design. Project Helix. The Threnxi shrieked. Blood burst from its skull as Mira advanced, her eyes glowing. It turned to flee, but didn't make it 3 steps before collapsing, brain liquefied from psychic backlash. Silence returned. Mira knelt, shaking. I didn't mean to, she whispered. Mercer put a hand on her shoulder. That one attacked your mind. You didn't start it. You finished it. She looked up at him. How many more? 2, he said. Sisters. T.Y. Rex. She took a deep breath. Then let's end it. Zytherian, Imperial War Chamber. King Vorik stared at the data feed. 3 of his 5 elite assassins, dead within 48 hours. 1 by turret fire. 1 by EMP sabotage. 1 by mental backlash. Impossible. The humans are protecting her, his general said. No, Vorik growled. She's protecting them. The prophecy wasn't just coming true. It was accelerating. The orbital refinery hung above Arkin. 5 like a rusted crown, long abandoned, with shattered hull plates and flickering beacons still blinking in the dark. It had once fueled trade routes, but now It was a perfect kill zone. General Mercer's gut told him something was off the moment the distress signal came through. Life signs, too non-human. TYRX biology, his tech officer confirmed. Minimal heat trace. Could be cloaked. Mercer's jaw tightened. The twins, the TYRX sisters, Issa and Vel, were born and bred for coordinated slaughter. No assassin team in the galaxy had a higher confirmed kill ratio. They moved as one, thought as one, killed as one. And they had Mira. The message was short. A live hollow of Mira cuffed and kneeling. Blood on her temple. Behind her, the refinery's dark corridor stretched into silence. "This is Vel," one voice crackled through. "If you want her back, come alone. No drones. No tricks." Mercer didn't hesitate. He took a single dropship, silent as death, and slipped aboard the station. Inside the refinery, steam hissed from broken pipes. Gravity stuttered. Lights flickered like failing stars. Mercer moved through the halls like a phantom, pulse rifle ready, armor synced for directional sound. He found Mira in the central reactor chamber, bound to a chair with crude plasma cuffs. Her face was bruised, but her eyes were calm. Too calm. "General," she whispered as he approached. "It's a trap." "I figured," he said softly, unlocking the cuffs. "But so is this." A soft beep echoed from Mercer's belt. In the shadows above, Issa lunged, blades drawn, moving with blinding speed. Vel attacked from behind, aiming straight for Mira's throat. But Mira wasn't helpless anymore. The moment her cuffs released, she twisted up and kicked backward, catching Vel in the stomach with enhanced force. The TYRX assassin slammed into the wall, cracking metal. Mercer spun and fired at Issa mid-air, grazing her side and forcing her to retreat behind column. The fight exploded. Mira and Vel clashed in a blur. One human, one alien, but the strength gap had vanished. Mira ducked, struck, twisted, then channeled raw kinetic energy through her palms. Every blow crackled with force. Meanwhile, Mercer and Issa exchanged fire and blade, Mercer parrying her twin blades with a shock baton, using timing over speed. "You humans are sloppy," Issa snarled. "You sisters are predictable," Mercer grunted, dodging and slamming her into a power conduit. Electricity surged through her body. She shrieked and fell. But Vel wasn't done. She roared and tackled Mira toward the edge of the reactor catwalk. Sparks rained from above as the structure trembled. Mira gripped Vel's arm and twisted. "You killed for a king who's already lost. And you were born to die screaming," Vel hissed. But Mira's eyes flared again, Project Helix awakening in full. She drove her knee into Vel's chest, then unleashed a point-blank pulse of stored kinetic force. Vel flew backward, straight into the damaged fusion core. She didn't scream. She just vanished in the light. Mercer limped toward Mira as alarms flared. The station's integrity was failing. "We need to go now," he growled. "Issa's still alive," Mira said. As if summoned, the remaining TYRX sister emerged from the flames, burned, bloodied, but with both blades in hand. She charged. Mercer raised his rifle, but Mira stepped forward. "This one's mine." Issa slashed once. Mira blocked with her forearm, sparks flying. She slashed again. Mira ducked, then countered with a clean uppercut that snapped the alien's jaw. In 3 more seconds, it was over. Issa crumpled at Mira's feet. Mira stood over her, breathing hard. Then she looked at Mercer. "We're done here." He nodded and triggered the evac beacon. Orbit, minutes later. The refinery exploded in a slow, silent bloom of fire. A coffin-shaped pod ejected from the dropship's bay, sealed and marked in alien script. Another soon followed. 2 coffins, TYRX sisters, 5 assassins, all dead. Mercer stood beside Mira, watching the pods disappear into space, set on a direct course for Zytherian. "I hope the king's watching," he muttered. "He is," Mira said quietly. "And he's afraid." Mercer looked at her. "What do you see when you look at him?" "That prophecy." She didn't answer for a moment. "Then, I see an empire trying to kill its future. And failing. On Zytherian, the capital of the Galactic Dominion, fear was an alien thing. Foreign, unwanted, ruthlessly denied. Until now, in the throne chamber, King Vorik stood motionless as 5 black coffin pods slid across the polished obsidian floor. The scent of death clung to them, even through their reinforced seals. Each bore a single name. Each contained one of his elite. Each was a declaration of war. Vorik's jaw clenched. All of them, he asked, voice taut. His war marshal nodded. Confirmed. Varktal dissolved by turret fire. Zix crushed in gravity trap. Thrinxie brain rupture. TYRX sisters killed aboard refinery. Human general sent the pods back himself. Dax Mercer, Vorik hissed. No, it was her. The war marshal corrected quietly. The girl. The prophecy. She killed 3 of them herself. Silence. Then came a single sentence that shook the court. Humanity is not afraid of us anymore. Arkan, 5, Human Command Citadel. Mira stood on the command balcony, armored now in matte black tactical weave. Her hair was shorter, her eyes sharper. She no longer looked like a technician. She looked like a weapon. General Mercer approached, datapad in hand. We've intercepted Dominion comms. The King's court is in chaos. Half the council is demanding a ceasefire. The other half wants full war. And you? She asked. I think we should stop waiting, he said. They sent assassins to murder a civilian. We sent back their bodies. But that's not the message I want to end with. Mira looked at the stars. Then what message do you want to send? That Earth isn't prey. That humans don't kneel. That if you try to erase one of ours, Mercer handed her the datapad. You just gave us reason to come knocking. On the screen, Operation Starfire, a tactical strike plan targeting Dominion gate control arrays. If we take their wormholes, we take the spine of the Empire, Mercer said. They collapse within months. Mira hesitated. I wasn't built to destroy. No, Mercer agreed. You were built to survive. But you chose to fight. She nodded. Slowly. Then let's finish what they started. Zytherian Council Emergency Session. The hologram of Earth's envoy hovered above the round table. The council members, dozens of species, shouted in discord. The assassins were a sanctioned black operation. You broke the accords. You violated sovereign Earth space. The Earth envoy, a calm woman in Navy uniform, raised a single hand. We didn't start this war, but we will finish it. Return Mira Kale to us unharmed? Too late. You tried. You failed. Now, we respond. Vorik's eyes burned as he stepped forward. You threatened me with one girl? The envoy smiled. You threatened humanity with 5 assassins. She's just the answer. She vanished from the feed. A beat later, Zytherian's deep space defense array went offline. Outer orbit. 2 days later. Earth's fleet emerged from fold space like a storm, silent and vast. Ships shaped like spears and wolves surrounded the Zytherian system's outer rim. Mira sat aboard the command ship HSS Resolute, flanked by admirals and generals. Mercer stood beside her, battle-worn and calm. You don't have to be here, he said quietly. I do, she replied. This ends where it began. A transmission came through, direct from King Vorik. Mira accepted. His face filled the screen, pale, proud, but no longer invincible. You think this proves your strength? Vorik asked. Sending fleets? Taking our gates? No, Mira said evenly. That was just the warning. Then what do you want? To live, she answered. To grow. To stop looking over my shoulder for assassins from a dying king. Vorik sneered. You'll regret this. I already did, Mira said. Then I stopped running. She cut the transmission. Later that day, aftermath. The humans didn't fire first. They didn't have to. Within hours of Mira's broadcast, Zytherian's subjugated worlds began declaring independence. Mercenary fleets defected. Internal revolts sparked on frontier planets. The Empire rotted from within, faster than any warhead could burn it. Mira watched the data scroll across her screen. 5 assassins. 5 coffins. 1 uprising. No turning back. She turned to Mercer. They were afraid of what I might become. He smiled faintly. Now they know. Final scene, Earth orbit. Months later, Mira stood on a platform above Earth's atmosphere, watching the sunrise curve over the planet. Peace was still fragile. The Dominion hadn't fallen completely. But its fear had changed form, from terror to respect. Mercer joined her. "You were the spark." "No," she said softly. "I was the match. Humanity was the fire." They stood in silence as the earth rotated below them, blue, alive, and no longer ignored.